And we are live and up and running. Another Tuesday night of racing here on the channel and for the NNSCRA Winter Series. We're about to get things going. We went from the biggest track on the schedule to, I believe, the shortest. We are at the Ace Speedway tonight for the first race of the chase. A little half-mile, kind of flat-ish track. Maybe kind of comparable to, I believe it was South Boston that we had ran earlier on in the season. Probably pretty similar, but maybe a little more room to play with that. So it's going to be an interesting hour here ahead of us. Once again, though, for the second week in a row, and hopefully for many, many more. Zach Rogers is back up here. Dude, last week was awesome calling it with you, so having you up here again, I'm excited, and thank you.
Yeah, I'm excited too. You know, one difference though between New Mexico and North Carolina is there were no mosquitoes in New Mexico. There's a mosquito in my eye. Over here in Altamaha, North Carolina, they got to get the mosquito repellent up here in the booth. But yeah, it's going to be fun. 2 fifth-mile short track with 12 degrees of banking in the corner, only 10 degrees on the straightaway. So there's not much of a transition when you come off the corner. It's sure to be a fun time, 1 hour around this bull ring track here. And, you know, first round of the chase.
Yeah, this will be, that will make things pretty interesting. We've got pretty much the majority of this field are chase drivers. We've got a few that aren't, and just looking to get the best finish that they can. Of course, we're currently winding down group qualifying here for this one. Of course, you got Boogity Boogity, and then yeah, appreciate you spreading the word around, although I think everyone is here for you more than anything else, so in the chat.
You got to give yourself some more confidence because you got to remember you are the play-by-play man here on your Top Dragster network. So let's hear some confidence. Give some claps here for my boy Andrew. This is his show. I am just a guest along the ride here. But I am more than happy to be able to extend my expertise out here into the commentary world.
Hey, the energy that you bring, seriously, I mean, it's just fun, and we're just having fun with this, and I'm so glad to have been able to put on this entire series, and I'm excited with the prospects that we have coming up here ahead with new league that we'll be broadcasting. Of course, to those that know the Bomb Squad Racing League, we're going to be starting that up in February for Thursday nights, and anyone else that wants a league broadcasted, hit me up on Facebook or really wherever. I'm on Discord as well. Certainly happy to make it happen. Of course, can't go without shouting out Blaine Donlon once or twice for the amount of help that he's provided. Blake Warren for the amount of help. Jay Chien and Joe as well for some help as well throughout. So it's been awesome, and I'm just so glad that I get the chance to do this. Thank you, Smallers, for the shout out there. Yeah, we're gonna have some fun here, some short track racing to kick off the chase here. Kind of a I guess you can call it like the 2004 to 2013 format. You got Nick Gunther coming into this thing pretty much just 1 point down everyone below him, so you got Nick, who is 10 points ahead of the final guy in the chase, which is Allison Rodrigo. Rodrigo not here tonight, though. But if I'm not mistaken, I believe all of the other chase drivers are in this thing. And I think that's going to make things pretty darn exciting. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I believe Ulysses Sandoval may have just gotten the pole, although he did it by a whole second, so I don't know if that's a legit lap or not.
Yeah, I think that's leaving your pit stall little glitch lap there.
Driver, to your car.
I don't know how they'll rule this. My guess here is that maybe Ulysses will have to start at the tail unless Joshua Mercurio was able to see what his lap time truly was. Otherwise, I believe our pole sitter will be Dunlaprad with Jack Merkel on the outside. Got to give a big highlight there to Jack on the qualifying effort. He has won both short track races this season at Milwaukee and South Boston, but don't give him all the credit Neither win was a pure dominant effort on his part. Yes, he led a ton of laps, but you also have Nick Gunther, who I heard blew a gear at Milwaukee. And then Joshua Mercurio was also fast at both tracks. So watch out for all those guys. Looks like Mercurio might have a little work to do there from what'll be either 7th or 8th, depending on how this order ends up being. But it should be fun for this 1 hour show.
Oh yeah, and we're gonna have a. This will be something. I've never seen this track, at least I don't think, in action before. From what I was told, though, pit strategy is going to be a bit interesting because we were just talking with Mercurio, and he was saying that the tire wear is actually and tire heat are going to come more into play than the fuel. Fuel you can get what was it, about like 90, close to 100 laps on a tank, but I think that as far as tires went, he was only able to get about 28 minutes, which with these laps or with these lap times probably.
He said, I believe it was around 83 laps he was able to make it, and then the right front let go. So I think we're looking at, depending on drivers and their styles, 80 to 85 on tires. If they take it a little easier on corner entry, they could make it the full fuel run of what's somewhere around, I think, 95 to 100 laps. But it's going to be loose on entry, and it's going to be a little tight off. Bottom line is preferred here, though. I think we'll see some of the faster guys be able to defend on that middle groove if they can pinch their competitor down to the very bottom. But otherwise, it should be maybe not too hard to pass, or it could be very hard to pass.
All I know is I would just have a hard time making any form of lap time at a track like this. This is like my worst enemy, a track like this. So I'm glad to be up here. But yeah, as you were saying, Donlon Pratt starting on the pole, man. I think he's. I mean, you were mentioning Merkel and Gunther. They are definitely going to be forces to be reckoned with in this race. But I'm also going to give a big nod there to the 74. I'm going to expect some good speed out of that truck. Anthony McCurry back out here in action. First time we've seen him in quite some time, but he's got a shot here at this championship. Emmanuel Hartnett is out here as well. I think that he'll do pretty well. RJ Bishop represent the top guy representing the non-playoff drivers, so of course keep an eye out for the 92. Josh Chu is back out here in the 85 after a podium finish last week, which was awesome to see. And then rounding out the non-chase drivers, you had Matt McIntyre, who in qualifying actually tied for the 12th and 13th positions with Blake Warren. So Blake got the nod there, I believe, just on the car number. So then, yep, Nick Gunther and his kind of regular play of starting at the back, and then just kind of working his way forward, hoping some cautions and some strategy fall his way. But if they do, I don't think that's going to take that four truck long to get up there.
Yeah, so looking at these playoffs here, when I look at the top of the playoff leaderboard, you do not get a lot of points. I think it's top 10 get points, and then there's the qualifying points of 5-3-1 for the top 3. And then I didn't read up on the bonus points. I'm not sure if there's anything for laps led or not. I don't think there is. I probably should have read up on that. Maybe I can check here in a second. But I look at, it's 5-race chase. You've got a good balance of tracks. They're starting here tonight at Ace Speedway. They go to Homestead, which, is a speedway, but can kind of be anyone's game. Very competitive track. A lot of drivers love going to Homestead. Then you've got the wild card of what I believe is Coca-Cola Super Speedway, Myrtle Beach, another short track, and then they had the Vegas to end it out. So it's a straight points up, 5-race playoff. You got Nick Gunther at the top of the board coming in with Jack Markle 2 points back, Josh Mercurio 3 back, and Ulysses Sandoval 4 back. And then towards the bottom, you have Donlon Pratt and Anthony McCurry, both 9 points behind Nick Gunther. I think those guys are favorites too. So I think overall you have 6 drivers. About half of this playoff grid have a good chance at this championship.
Man, that's just what's going to make this all that much more competitive. I think these guys are going to be even more flat out than we've seen so far. And I will preface, actually, we do have a bonus point for leading a lap and the most.
Okay,
so,
cool.
So, yep, you do get 1 point for that. I believe the points go from 12 for the winner on down to 0. Yeah, pretty much just 1 point per position all the way until you get down to beyond 12th place. So, which we do have 14 drivers in this thing, which for this track, I'm actually quite surprised that it's going to be this big of a field. So, I'm excited for it. I'm intrigued at how these guys are going to tackle this place, because this is definitely a track that is going to be kind of against the grain as far as what these guys are probably used to. If you ran somewhere more like a virtual 8, this might be a little more familiar. But yeah, I think we're going to be in for an interesting show, no doubt about it. Let me go ahead and get you guys some live pictures here, and to make sure that the timer is working, or if it's doing that stupid ad thing, which it is. So let's fix that right quick. And then we'll be all set and good to go. So bear with me for just one moment. Oh yeah, that's right. Do it this way. There we go.
Okay. So Ulysses Sandoval is being moved down to 12th place, I think, or 11th. I'm a little confused.
Yeah, we'll see how they shake out once they get rolling here.
Race control is saying 96 will be moved to 8, where his not glitch lap would have been. So I'm assuming that is 11th, because the 8 and 738 are tied. Once again, thanks y'all for joining us here on the Top Dragster Network. We're here in Alamaha, North Carolina, or something like that.
Credit to you for pronouncing that.
I think it's Alamaha. It's only on the signage is on the front straightaway. I can't see it right now.
Guys are going to be rolling here to get formed up here for their group qualifying positions. Nick Gunther out there in another new scheme. As he put it, the Bobby Hamilton tribute tour here. Driving the number 4 truck.
Altamaha.
Altamaha.
So I was looking at it from the weekend overview screen, and the text is kind of like clumped together, very like narrow text. So it looked like Alamaha, but it's Altamaha. Gotcha. So for anyone in North Carolina, I'm sorry for pronouncing your town wrong. But whose idea was it to call it Altamaha?
I mean, I think there's a few towns here in Pennsylvania that I could say whose idea was that, but
well, I can't. I probably also shouldn't talk because I live in Mattapoisett in Massachusetts. So we got some crazy town names up here in old Massachusetts. So Mattapoisett.
Although I will still, and my partner is in the room who is originally from Massachusetts as well, so I'm so sorry for this, but why is it called Worcester, not Worcester?
Yep.
Same reason. Same reason it's Lancaster and not Lancaster.
That's Jaden, everybody.
Thank you, Jaden.
Coming to the green flag. Dunlop Rad, Jack Merkel here, and it will forever be Lancaster and not Lancaster. Here we go. Or not.
Oh, looks like we are going to go one more lap here.
I just overhyped that, and
looks like there might have been miscommunication. Maybe it was supposed to be that time. Looks like we're going to go one more, though.
Yeah, it happens. Timer has not started.
Thankfully, pace laps around here are only 36 seconds and not 3 minutes like last week.
And the pit speed and the pace speed are exactly the same as well.
Yep, 40 miles an hour. All right, here we go.
Here we go. 74.24, and off they go. We are officially now racing here in what?
Altamaha, North Carolina.
Altamaha. Here we go for an ultimate show.
Okay.
And with that horrible pun, Donlon has led the first green flag lap here. Timer has begun, and I'm taking the spectator camera already, as we got side by side, still for about the fourth position there. It's RJ Bishop and Emmanuel Hartnett going at it. Bishop, as you said, holding on to that outside lane, pretty impressively so far.
Single file top three, LaPrade, Merkel, McCurry. As now Hartnett looking to clear Bishop off turn 4. He will do so as Bishop gets in the wall. Now look at Mercurio to the inside, looking for fifth, almost runs into the back of Hartnett. And now top 5 are single file, make that maybe the top 8 here.
And yes, Bishop still kind of sliding back, although Lamas goes for a slide. Yeah, I think we're going to see a few guys kind of clipping that outside wall here. That's just kind of the nature of, as you said, a tight off short track. You'd see it at anywhere like a Bristol or even a Martinsville. And really anything where this thing is going to be pushing, and that is what makes that tire heat on that right front that Josh Mercurio was talking about. And that is what is going to cause that tire to wear all the way down. That you're going to be hard-pressed to try to get a full fuel run into these tires.
I'd like to point out, while it's early here, that Joshua Mercurio took my suggestion and is running the Sourheads Ghost Energy paint scheme this weekend after the crazy driving he put on display last week at St. Joltis. So thank you, Joshua Mercurio, for running with the mood. So we'll see what kind of mood this race brings upon for next week's scheme, as he's looking to take 4th place from Emmanuel Hartnett. He'll go to the inside here into turn 3, clip the apron a tad, and Hartnett will pretty much just let him have it.
Yeah, pretty early on here. I imagine this race, we're going to be pretty high on the lap count by the time we're done with this one. Heck, I wonder, it's 200 laps if we go green. I wonder if that's even going to be enough. Yeah, probably. But we're going to get deep into the hundreds here for sure.
So at 16 something seconds a lap time, if you just kind of round down to 15 and you do 4 laps per minute, I mean, they might end up running the whole 200 if this goes green.
Boy, wouldn't that be something? But hey, that was actually a genuine concern at South Boston, and it ended up not quite playing out. So we'll see if that ends up being the case here, as Donlon continues to hold on to the lead, but is certainly not pulled away by any stretch of the imagination. Merkel is still right on his tail, and McCurry is not much further back there. He's holding his own pretty well in 3rd place.
Okay, so I'm not trying to make anybody concerned here just a few minutes into the race, but 16.5 seconds times 200 is equivalent to 55 minutes.
Uh-oh.
So hopefully we get some yellows.
Yeah, we might need some. As just kind of checking on through the field here. Nick Gunther is making his way forward.
Otherwise, I'll tell you what, it's close enough. 5 minutes, no big deal. 200 laps here at this track. I mean, that's still equivalent to like a 40% Bristol race. So, and that's a long race. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, running around this track for 55 straight minutes is a toll.
Yeah, having a track this challenging, these guys will be spent, especially if this thing does end up going green. Of course, shout out to another Joshua in the chat there. Some Warriors.
Jack Merkel just ran the fastest lap of the race, a 16.353.
Oh, spinner in turn 1. That is McIntyre.
He's stuck up there. I don't know if he'll be able to get going here. Maybe soon. Gunther getting by RJ Bishop for position. But McIntyre will get it going. We'll stay green. Oh, now Seth Cole and LaPlante and Blake Warren are duking it up as the leaders are approaching. It looks like clear 3-truck breakaway right now. Donlon, Jack Merkel, Anthony McCurry, Nick Gunther. Wasn't moving forward at first, but now he is up to 6th place as McIntyre is around again right in front of the leaders.
Ooh, that's a more iffy spot right there. To answer a Smaller's question in the chat there, you can. The only issue there is with it being on an RLM server, whoever puts the track into RLM would have to have that edited, and unfortunately, I don't think that it was going to be
That's
possible
tricky to do. Yeah, I'm not quite sure of the processes on that one.
Yeah, I don't run anything like this, so I'm really you got me on that one. All I know is that when you're using RLM, you're kind of bound by whatever the original INI says 9 times out of 10. As these guys are going to lap Blake Warren here. Oh man, I don't like
Matt.
how. Oh, we got another spinner. Oh boy, Matt's
Matt.
not having a good night.
I think Matt needs to pit. I think the right rear might be scorched. Ulysses Sandoval is currently down in 11th place. I am not sure if he might have run into a problem or not. I do not remember him being that far down. Yeah,
I saw him really going up the track a good few times, kicking that back end around. He's racing with Seth Cole at the moment.
Matt is still waiting to get down off of turn 2.
Oh no!
Oh, he's nosed it into the wall. That's not good.
Yeah.
This is dire. I would just call tow truck at this point.
Call the tow. Yeah, those.
Caution is out.
Yeah, that. Oof. Those mermaids ain't gonna save you on that one.
That's just tough. You know, that's just the nature of this track. You know, they're running. You know, admin yellows here. They don't want to throw a yellow for that. I know. You know, Matt doesn't want a yellow thrown for that. He's trying to just get it back going, but just wasn't able to really gas it up off of the wall to spin the back end around, and instead got pinned himself down there against the wall on the bottom. And I know looking at the track setup that there is a lot of grip, so it might not have just been even possible for Matt to gas it up that way to get the truck to go back in the right direction. So unfortunate yellow, but these guys kind of needed it to get to the 1 hour mark.
Yeah, it's we don't want to be stressing over that. I do remember there was a contingency plan in place at South Boston if we did end up going, like, running out of laps. I can't remember what it is. I think it may have been just like, well, the checkered is the checkered, which might end up being the case here, but we'll see. Nelson Rodrigo has popped into the chat and just said, like, yep, we just weren't able to make it in time, and that's a tough break, but hey, you still got some time. Might be able to get lucky. Ooh, look at this!
Manuel Hartnett has stayed out. RJ Bishop will go back down. So will LaPlante. So Hartnett's still the only one to stay out. Not sure if he's just trying to get that lap lead bonus, and then he'll pit this time by. But he was up there in the top 5, so not a bad call here from this 83 team.
Yeah, he was definitely lagging back a good bit, but honestly, that may have been by design, kind of as you were talking about. Maybe just trying to conserve the tires, trying to make them last as long as he can. And
okay, yeah, so he's committing to this. He is going to stay out.
He's sticking with it here as we're going to get doubled up here. Now, this will also be our first indication here on how tire wear is going to play into this as far as speed goes.
And I'm really curious how these tires will act here because, you know, they've had the 3-4 laps to cool down under yellow. There is a lot of wear, not a lot of grip loss, but how will these tires act here? They've gone 28 laps under green.
Yeah, 28 laps. Is that going to be enough for it to be a significant difference? We'll find out here as we are back to racing. And it sounded like a spinner, and that was Blake Warren that just looped it. Matt McIntyre was there, so they might throw it as we're 3 wide.
Yep, there's another yellow. We are under yellow again, second time tonight. And real quick, just want to say Hartnett's truck looked pretty stuck to the track there despite the heat cycle tires. So I think not a bad call there to stay out.
And as long as he can just try to keep those tires under him as long as he can. We're only 10 minutes into this thing, and even with these 2 cautions, we were coming to take the 35th lap. So, yeah, I think these cautions are inadvertently kind of saving things a little bit here. Now, I have discovered, unfortunately, or actually, no, I can just refresh it while we're still on the caution, so it's fine. Never mind. Ignore what I said. was just saying, but we'll have another look real quick at what happened with the 8 and the 738.
It looks like this is a classic case of what some of the drivers were telling me during practice. Is it is loose on corner entry, and that's just what happened here to Blake Warren. He just goes into the corner, starts stepping out on him in the middle, nowhere for Seth Cole to go, and then Seth Cole up the track into Matt McIntyre, and that is our second caution on the night.
And that is my game crash.
Oh, no. Well, at least I got to see the accident. I can see it here on my phone.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, we caught the majority of it. Let me fix that. Oh, dear.
Radio style, as they like to say on JTN. I hope you don't mind, Joe.
Or as one angry news reporter put it, we're doing it live.
It's live, I say. It's live.
Drivers, to your
get
car.
Everything.
Get one of my many voice accents that I can kind of just bring out of nowhere. Other than the same old boring New England accent that people can't stand. You know, stop talking about the car on Harvard Yard. Yeah, I got to be a little more professional than that. I just slow it down, enunciate my words. That's because we're in the booth right now, Andrew. You know, it's kind of like Joey Logano. You know, I'm chill in the booth, but you get me behind the steering wheel, and it just all comes out. Go crazy. You know, that's short track racing coming out, man. It looks like we're getting ready to go back green.
Short track racing. I don't know why that makes me laugh.
Hartnett in the lead again. LaPrade in P2. And we are back green here, coming to lap 39. I don't know what the timestamp is, but seems like we're about
47 minutes to go.
Yeah, okay. 47 minutes. Ooh, a little close call there on an entry there between LaPrade and McCurry. I thought they were about to accordion it on up.
Ooh, yeah, great job by all those drivers there. Jack Merkel has dropped back, but he's going to make a quick move on the 8. Trying to move his way forward. Cody Lamas trying to get by Josh Chu here. That is for P5.
Merkel might have lost. Merkel might have lost some track position, Andrew, but he is the fastest truck on the track so far. Just going to have to bide his time here a little bit, set up his moves, get in a rhythm, and he'll be back into the top 4 here in no time, as Gunther now up to 4th place.
Ooh, and we got some fighting going on up here. Hartnett starting to slip just a little bit. LaPrade just passed him for the lead. McCurry is looking to follow suit, and Gunther's going to do the same thing.
Yeah, that tire advantage is showing now, or rather tire disadvantage for Emmanuel Hartnett. You know, remember, has not pit yet. So those tires are 40 laps old. Everybody else only about 5 laps old. So that difference is showing right now.
Yeah, I think even Jack Merkel is like brand new pretty much. He's going to get by Lamas here. I see smoke in the background there, and that is the
Blake
number
Warren
8 again.
And it looks like he spun it down right on the pit road off of turn 4. So a little fortunate there, but also unfortunate.
Yeah, he's going to end up losing a lap or 2 here.
Oh, the yellow was out.
Throwing the yellows, more smoke and marks there in turn 2. Wonder if that may have been the 738 again.
Yeah, I believe it was.
Go ahead and take a look.
See, side by side with Joshua Mercurio. Oh no, it was Cody Lamas. Cody Lamas was around, and he spun the truck back around, and Matt McIntyre drove right into him.
He just looped it on the outside of Josh Chu, and yeah, oof. Boy, yeah, they made contact, but man, that was light. But yeah, Cody was trying to get that thing going a little bit faster.
Yeah, Cody, it looked like just threw it in there too hard, and then he just kept his foot on the gas trying to spin it back around, and nowhere for Matt to go. But contact was pretty minor.
Yeah. As we got another mixed bag strategy here. LaPrade is in, McCurry is in. Gunther is not. And Hartnett is still staying out here. This is very interesting. Gonna just...
Well, track position, you know, is important here. Hartnett, yeah, Hartnett. Oh, I couldn't. I think Hartnett meant to come down pit road, but he got a little bump from Gunther or Merkel rather, going down, and now Cody Lamas is bullying Emmanuel on pit road. What is going on here?
Uh,
A little bit of tempers, maybe? Nah, they're cool. They're
I
cool.
wouldn't imagine if Cody Lamas is having any tempers flare and it's at the track.
But I will say, I think, Emmanuel was thinking, I'll stay out again, but then he was going to be second on the restart and on the outside. So at that point, staying out with 40 lap old tires becomes pointless because you're just going to drop like a rock on the restart on that outside line. If you're on the bottom, you can hold your position maybe for a handful of laps like he did on the last one. But on this upcoming one, if he had stayed out, it was not going to pan out that way.
He was going to be struggling on tires that old with the wear that we saw. And I mean, he was able to hold his own there for a little bit, but then as soon as LaPrade got the nose under him and he was stuck on the outside, it was just see you later. But now we've got another, well, I wouldn't say a new face up here at the front. It's a face that we're familiar with seeing up here, but the first time tonight, and that is the number 4. Although Jack Merkel has now found his way back up here as well. Don LaPrade is 3rd. Those are your 3 heavy hitters pretty much up here.
So let's see how this goes, Andrew, because you've got Gunther and Jack, I think, on about 5 or so lap old tires. LaPrade and everybody else on new tires. Gunther's going to fire off strong here on the restart.
Very nice.
We'll see how much of a difference there really is here for 5 or so laps. I don't think it'll be very noticeable. But it might become noticeable if they get a run going since, Dunlop Pratt and Anthony McCurry are 2 of those top 5 guys.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. As, man, we saw things getting a little tight there. RJ Bishop, Ulysses Sandoval is there. There's Josh, too, man. Credit to Josh, man. He's been in the booth a few times, but, and you would think that he's been running with these guys pretty much all season long. He's doing a great job there in that Game Show 85, Game Show Network.
Cody Lamas has a fire lit under that Lowe's 48 truck. I just saw him drive in front of Austin LaPlante to the inside of Ulysses Sandoval going into turn 3 about a lap ago, and now he is back up to 7th place here, I believe.
RJ Bishop got a little high on the track there. It's going to give the opportunity there to the 85. There's
still
Mercurio running that whoa!
Oh, way up the track.
RJ, yeah, way up there. Is going to keep it straight, but going to lose a good handful of positions there. Checking up front. Yeah, Gunther and Merkel are holding their own, but yeah, that 74 is hounding them already. But no one done. I wouldn't be surprised if he just kind of starts lurking and just kind of tries to save his stuff behind these guys. We're 56 laps in already. 41 minutes and a half to go. So, and then you got, Anthony McCurry a little further back there. Although he just ran his personal best of the race. Yeah, McCurry, he's just been maybe like one slight step behind those top 3, but then a good few steps ahead of pretty much everyone else. So, he may need a little bit of good fortune to have a shot at this win. But one thing is for sure, though, he's been solid, and if he's able to keep it clean like this, he should be in for a pretty decent finish.
Still on pace at this moment to complete all 200 laps, but maybe 2 or 3 more yellows, and that will become less of a potential reality.
Yeah, it's still pretty close here, but definitely close up here between 424 and 74. 4s are wild up here in the top 3.
And Nick Gunther is setting his fastest laps of the race. He set a 4.5 the previous lap, and he just set another faster lap, a 4.13. So he is up to 3rd on the lap chart. So far, Dunlop Pratt and Jack Merkel are the only ones in the 16.3s on the night.
Nick! No!
Oh, and Nick is going to loop it. I didn't really see what happened there. I was too busy looking at data.
Golly, he just lost it. He got on the throttle and the back end just said no sir and see you later.
Oh, I'm taking another look at it. Looked like he got the right rear on the paint line in the middle of the corner, and when he hit the gas, the tire just spun on the paint line and it just started to loop on him. Very unfortunate, but still a long way to go.
Long way to go, but he's gonna You hoping for some good fortune now as, oh my gosh, Merkel almost did the same thing.
That's going to let Dunlap go right by. Maybe
Gosh.
McCurry too.
Oh.
So these paint lines are dangerous, Andrew. They're slick.
Phew, man, yeah, there must be a grip lane there, and where you just don't want to clip that apron there. Man.
Yeah, a lot of the track creators, while it might just be a 2-grip track and as a asphalt concrete potentially, as I think RJ is about to spin out again. I saw him getting loose as we got off the camera picture. But what they'll do is they'll have these dash lines on the track and they'll simulate it like real life, and every single one of those paint lines will be a paint line texture on the track. So not unusual for track creators to do that, and it can create a situation like what we saw there with Nick and Jack.
Wow. And how the course of just kind of how they were running has changed. Nick is still on a mission, though. He's already moving back up here, but those tires, with how much we've been saying about how this track just eats them up, that is the last thing you need, is to end up spinning out and sliding them, and that's exactly what happened to him. It's certainly not hindering him at the moment, but you got to think like he's got to be on the back foot, not even just from a track position perspective, but also just trying to get the tires into a window that he'll be kind of on par with everybody else.
Right, and it can be frustrating too, because I can almost probably guarantee that Nick was not expecting that to happen, as Joshua 2 is in the wall off of turn 4.
Oh yeah, he's in a ugly spot.
Oh, and he's going to get
out.
hit by Matt McIntyre.
The sense of yellow. Yeah, it's like you said, you just get stuck in no man's land, and he's trying to get it going, but watch out for Seth, and
he'll get it back going. We will stay green, it appears.
Oof. And he was also having a phenomenal run there,
but so back to the point of Nick, you know, he wasn't expecting that to happen. So now he might be a little frustrated. His right rear's probably a little burnt. You know, the driver said it built tight, but this track does have low banking. So if you cook the right rear a tiny bit, it can instantly swing from getting a little tight to getting a little loose. So now as this run goes longer, you might see Nick struggle with a loose condition when putting the foot down on corner exit. So we'll have to watch that if this run continues to develop. How much looser, or will Nick Gunther get loose, will be the question.
Yeah, and you know that he's going to be avoiding whatever line that he hit there. Again, though, it's not hindering his pace at the moment. He got by Cody Lamas for P5. He is now hounding the back of the 11 of Josh Mercurio for P4. And I don't think that he's going to be stuck behind the 11 for very long with the speed that he's setting right now in relation to the 11. He's definitely making up some good ground here as they're working some lap traffic.
Well, Jack Merkel, I mentioned it on the restart. It was a 5-lap tire difference, and I'm starting to see the difference now. Merkel is getting a tiny bit tighter compared to McCurry and Dunlap in front of him, and the dirty air is definitely playing a factor. There is definitely dirty air here. You don't really feel it too much, but it's there. I mean, it's making the truck just a tiny bit tighter when it's behind another vehicle. So I just saw Merkel clip the wall off of turn 4 about 3 or so laps ago, and he is slowly inching away from Anthony McCurry. So that difference is starting to show up.
Yeah, and you wouldn't think 5 laps would be enough to cause such a big difference, but at a track that eats him up like this, and I'm sure that one slide that he went for, well, it didn't help either. But yeah, now he's just trying to kind of hold on and see where the pit strategy may fall. We are 35 minutes to go here in this thing. We're already 78 laps in, though, so yeah, I'm with you. We're going to need another caution or two in order to not risk running long here.
So they went green at lap 51. So right now they're only 30 or so laps into the run. Another thing to consider here with Nick Gunther's situation there is he might need to pit for tires before he has to pit for fuel. I'm not sure if he'll be able to last the full fuel run now.
As we got all kinds of stuff going on, Joshua Mercurio just had a big problem, and now Cody Lamas has looped it again himself.
Caution's out.
And falls a lap down, and the yellow flag is displayed. And that honestly may have saved a few guys.
Joshua Mercurio got tagged by Nick Gunther.
Oh, really?
That was in turns 1 and 2. It looks like Mercurio actually kind of threw it into the corner. Gunther was making a move on him going into turn 1. That's on a lap 79, by the way. And Mercurio threw it in, and then Mercurio got loose, and Gunther just kind of barely tapped him around. So that's incident numero uno. And let me see if I can find Cody Lamas here. What happens with Cody? Oh my goodness. Cody just went into turn 3 after slowing up for Mercurio and Gunther's wreck, and it just spun right out on him going into turn 3. So a lap of shenanigans here at Ace Speedway.
Sometimes it just falls that way. Oh, man. That's not what they were hoping for. And Nick Gunther looks like kind of took the gentleman's rule there. But now everybody's on pit road.
Cody Lamas has elected to stay out despite the fact he just spun out.
I feel like that may be get your lap led and then come back in as oof. Oh, like Dunlap and Anthony Mercurio have had some great races off the pit road here. But Dunn has emerged victorious from that battle so far each time. Yeah, now the question is going to be, what are we going to see here? Because Seth Cole is also still out on the racetrack.
They are both going into pit road.
There they go. Let's see, just under 33 minutes remaining under the yellow flag here. Seth Cole's going to get a voluntary EOL there, so I'm speed up. But Dunlap, Anthony Mercury, Jack Merkel will be third. And Gunther fourth. Hartnett in fifth. Once they cycle around here.
I'll tell you what, Seth Cole sped up and drove around Cody Lamas on pit road and got to the line first, and he gets to lead that lap under caution. I'm not sure how legal that was, but that's one way to get a lap led.
Shenanigans, perhaps, but ooh, look at this.
Dunlaprad's picking the outside. Interesting. So it'll be Laprade and McCurry. Gunther will stay up here at the front, not seeing EOLL for that first incident there. It might have been Cody doing the spin. I think incidents work differently here, though, so I don't think you have to go tail.
Yeah, I think they still count. I think they still count against you if you cause like so many and you have to park, but until then, you do not have to EOL. You can hold your spot, and I guess Dunn knew that he was a control car, so he was like, you know what, I'll just give myself the normal line, and it paid off for him. He gets clear pretty easily. Mercury is now clear, and now side by side between some heavy hitters there with Merkel and Gunther. I mean, Hartnett clear now for P5 ahead of Mercurio. Oh boy, that's awfully tight there between the 4 and the 24. Keep that thing going straight though, as the field's kind of settling into single file.
Mercurio was all over Emmanuel Hartnett. I don't know how Emmanuel didn't get dumped right there. Great driving by the 83 and the 11.
Single file, but nonetheless, a lot of close action there, as you said, and short track racing.
Well, you know, that's the problem, you know, right, Andrew, is even when you get single file on a track like this, if you're all close together, bumper to bumper to bumper, somebody's going to run over somebody going into the braking zone. It is just bound to happen.
It's just, the nature of everyone driving the course differently and the different let-off points and the braking points and how you corner it. Of course, we see in real life, it seems like everybody has the same approach, but in this stuff, everybody drives it completely differently. Even if they're running similar lap times, they're all doing it in such different means. And it may pay off in some cases, it might not in others. And look how close these second, third, and fourth place guys are. Nearly getting into each other, but keeping it straight so far.
A little loose there for Jack Merkel going into turn 1. He was getting close to McCurry. I thought maybe a move was going to come, but gets loose in the 1, has to gather it up, loses that 2 car lengths. He'll have to inch his way back towards that yellow bumper of the 63.
We have officially hit the halfway point in this thing. Thank you to those who are tuning in. If anyone feels so inclined, I might as well go ahead and throw this out there. Me and my good buddy AG are just kind of put together a little 3-race mini thing for an offline World Championship. It's a bit of a team event, so if you wish to participate, I think I still need about 4 or 3 signups for that. Go check out AG the channel, go to that Discord, and then find the forum for the Top Dragster Open, and you can sign up for that, and then you'll be drafted into whoever wants you on their team tomorrow night. So, plus also, yeah, just go subscribe to AG the channel. He's my bro, and he's awesome. And go
AG,
subscribe
cool
to
dude.
Speed.
Yeah, go check out AG, cool dude's been around the community for a long time in the offline realm. Back to the race here, though, Andrew. Ulysses had a bit of a moment, and he will go a lap down.
Yeah, I saw him. He was like way off the pace there. So, but credit to him though for getting out of the way and doing what he needed to do.
Austin LaPlante now a lap down again as well.
Let's take a look at who we've
Seth
got.
Cole will be here soon too, potentially.
Yeah, who we got with laps down here? Yep, 84 just went down. 96 just went down. Josh Chu is 1 down. And still out there, Matt McIntyre, but he is 6 down. After all the fun stuff that he found himself in earlier on. We're on lap 100 with 28 minutes to go, so if we go green, yeah, we're still probably looking to...
It'll be close. I think it might be right on the money. I think so. Now is as good a time as any to give your ones to watch or 1 to watch, Andrew. I still think Jack Merkel is a low-key favorite to win this race. I know Dunlap is near unpassable while he has the race lead, but I think if you give that 24 clean air, he will be tough to get back by.
That's a very valuable a very prudent statement right there, and I would have to agree with that. But I gotta give the nod though to this 74. I know Dunn, how calm and cool and collected he is. Pretty much any time that we've interviewed him, he was always just been like, "Yep, it's just how I did it, and it worked out." And he always just sounds like you can't ruffle his feathers, and I think that's what gets him into these positions that he does. So he's relatively inflammable, and I think that as long as things continue to pan out as they are, that X side number 74 is looking mighty strong. But I will also give
LaPlante.
Sorry.
I'm sorry. Austin LaPlante has a flat right front tire and is on pit road.
Oh. Yeah, that shows with the tire wear here. But I do have to give a shout out here to Anthony McCurry. We were just saying a little bit earlier on that he's maybe about a step behind these other 3. But, as he just nicks the wall. But still, he is putting together a very, very solid performance now that he is in 2nd place and he is holding his own. Granted, it looks like he's driving it pretty hard, but he's doing a good job of just kind of holding it there. He's not really holding those 2 up behind him. And as Dunlap starting to pull away just a little bit, but yeah, he was right with him there for quite a while. So the 61 is definitely not one to count out as of yet, especially if we get any late race sprints.
So Austin LaPlante had his tire go down going into turn 1. Matt McIntyre also just went down pit road. So some of these guys that are not doing too well managing the right front coming down pit road here. They've gone about 55 or 60 laps on tires depending when they last pit. So you're realistically about 20 laps away from green flag pit stops.
Yeah, that's how worn out these tires get, as we got a heck of a battle going on here for 2nd place. Jack Merkel wants that spot from the 61. 61 doing a great job of defending. And Nick Gunther trying to kind of weasel his way into 3rd place. Not quite able to get on that. Oof, as he nearly gets in.
There's a little bit of that accordion there. Merkel sent it into the corner, and Gunther sent it a little extra right behind him, and that almost spelled disaster. Yeah, they are really trying to get by McCurry here, and Merkel's going to have a shot here in the 3.
And Josh Chu's right in front of him. He's going to have to keep an eye open here. Ooh.
Lap truck's going to be a perfect pick here for Merkel going into turn 1 off of turn 4. I think McCurry had to check up just a tiny bit there for Joshua 2 off of turn 4. So Merkel by the 61. We'll see if he can start to rein in
goodness.
Dunlaprad, and Nick Gunther will be looking to get by McCurry here for third here shortly.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Yeah, I think the 61 may be starting to fall off a little bit, and Gunther is going to try to follow suit.
I don't like bringing lap times up too much, but Jack Merkel last time by ran a 16.666, so that engine's probably going to go.
It's because you were talking about it. We're going to blame that.
I picked him. Yeah, he was my one to watch. So, I mean, yeah, I cursed him for sure, man.
Yeah, I mean, what happened to both of our ones to watch last week?
They either caused the wrecks or we're in a wreck, I think.
Yeah. That's why I'm always hesitant to be like, all right, who's the one to watch? Who's the pick to win? And I'm like, whoever I say is going to fly out into the catch fence probably. So maybe I should keep my mouth shut. But yeah,
it's like Ulysses Sandoval is either trying to get down pit road or he's coming out of pit road. I think he just came out of pit road, or actually maybe he's just letting people by. I'm not really sure actually.
Yeah, oof, man, that 61 really kicked it around there. Trying to get by 738, McIntyre. Nick Gunther is still really, really pounding the 61 here, but not quite able to do anything.
Oh, McCurry's gonna rope it!
No! Goodness!
Stepped out on him going into turn one, and Gunther just really had nowhere to go there and just kind of gave him a quick 360.
Oh, no, there he is. I couldn't find him there. As the shout out to Nathan in the chat. Yeah, go subscribe to NS Racing 97 as well. He's an awesome dude. But yeah, commentators jinx. We've all been there once or twice.
Absolutely, it happens all the time.
it's just
it's like the game is listening to you, or the drivers can hear you, and there's just something subconsciously that being talked about will force a mistake or something just weird to happen.
Just the nature of the game, pretty much. As McCurry, though, to his credit, despite that spin, he's still fourth. He's just ahead of RJ Bishop there, who made mad credit to RJ, running P5 as a non-playoff driver. Great run for Mr. Bishop there, as
RJ
on his lonesome.
RJ looked like he had dough for tires for the first half of the run, but now it looks like he's got some real rubber on there. That's a sponsored pun, by the way, in case you didn't look at the truck.
Do I want to know? Oh, someone just looped it. And Cody again.
He's running a dough company sponsor. I don't know. Donuts, dough. I don't know. Oh, Lamas is up against the wall off two.
Oh, yeah, he's stuck.
He is not moving.
How do you get out of this one, not knowing...
He's in reverse.
Really?
Oh! Seth just pile drived him. That's probably it. Oh, Nick Gunther's going to hit him, too. That's definitely a caution.
Oh, yeah, that's big yellow.
Cody just drove down into RJ. What is going on?
This is, I believe, what they call in literature a comedy of errors. Well, you know what that may have actually done? Was save us from... ended up in that situation of maybe going into the 200 lap limit here.
Yeah, that might save us. What's our time at here?
20 minutes. Just under 21 minutes.
Yeah, I think they'll be right on the money.
Yeah, I think we should be pretty good.
So let's take a look at this from the beginning. What happens here with Cody on lap 122? Let's see. He's behind Hartnett, just loops it in the middle of 1 and 2.
And just got stuck.
Spins it around another time. And then he tried to gas it up and get back going. And then, the wall glue. He got wall glued on the right front fender and it got him stuck. And then right when he's about to back up, Seth Cole is just coming.
Ugh.
Seth Cole just drove off the corner right into Cody like he wasn't going to be there.
Yeah, that was a bit iffy.
And then Cody was trying to get down out of the way of Nick Gunther, and RJ Bishop was squeaking by, and Cody drove right into RJ.
Yeah, that was...
What a chain of events.
That's short track NNSCRA. But hey, it's tight quarters. That's really all there is to it. Yeah, he was coming. He was
He
coming.
was coming, all right, Josh. Yeah, right into the door of Lowe's.
Yeah.
Don't drive a school bus until your Lowe's local Lowe's store. Not a good idea. It'll be a
No.
lot more disastrous than that was.
Yeah, and then he drove it into the poor donut shop. I mean, come on now.
Well, now the donut's got a donut on it. We'll have to try to find a way to sync up our interviews, or not interviews, replays here a little better. I know it's hard for me to tell where you're at with the stream delay, but we manage.
Yeah, we kind of do our best. But nah. I mean, at the end of the day, we're just. I mean, yeah, you got your screen, I've got mine. Blake Warren's in third, by the way.
Oh, great for Blake here. Looks like we're going to go one more time around. So you got LaPrade and Merkel on the front row. Those are our ones to watch. Followed by Blake Warren and Anthony McCurry, Joshua Mercurio, Nick Gunther. So Gunther got hurt there from the Lamas incident because he had to stop.
Yeah.
So I think that'll light a fire under that square D number 4.
I would not be surprised.
So we've got about 18 minutes left here. 70 laps on the track. It's going to be tight. As Dunn just hits the gas and goes.
Catapults away. Oh, no.
3 wide.
3 wide. Gunther on the far outside. They're going to settle that down somewhat. And right as I say that,
Hartnett is sending it.
The big send there. And they are still going to somehow hold on to it. Contact, door slamming. 92 is kicking around. It's going to somehow keep that thing straight. Nick Gunther is probably looking at this going, what are you guys doing?
That was a huge save by RJ Bishop. That thing wiggled so much, I thought he was going to loop it.
I was thinking that he was about to, but a incredible save. Very, very nicely done. As everyone's starting to kind of find their rhythm now. But, whew. Emmanuel Hartnett, though, it worked out in his favor. He got up to P6. But, oof. I would not have been surprised if something would have ended a little more ugly with that one. Speaking of ugly, and even more ugly as the 8 is around.
LaPlante will stop and wait.
No.
LaPlante was coming out of pit road after rejoining the server, and he came out right in front of Nick Gunther, and he didn't quite. It looked like LaPlante was just going to rejoin the track, and Gunther had to take evasive action, but I don't know if that affected Blake Warren from self-spinning there or not. That was a bit of a chain of events, too.
That's just how quickly it happens at a track like this.
I think the rears might be lit up on the 8 truck because he was swerving there a little bit again off of turn 4. He is about to get lapped. A very unfortunate turn of events for Blake Warren. He restarted up there in 3rd, was running 5th, and it just got out from under him.
Yeah, it's the nature of the beast. At a track like this, we've got only 16 minutes left in this thing. Yeah, I think lap time wise, I'm guessing we're going to be just fine. But Jack Merkel now, you want to talk about a fire being lit? Ooh, yeah, he's hungry for this one.
I mean, it's go time now. I mean, I don't think Jack wants to get by him this way, but he might have to get into him a little bit.
Yeah, hey, there is a clean kind of bump and run, and I've seen it done, and if anyone's going to be able to do it, it's definitely that 24. 61 is waiting in the wings there, and how about Joshua Mercurio is also sticking with these guys and running some pretty competitive laps in that number 11, so if things maybe get a little bit more ugly up front here, he may have somewhat of a chance.
So Mercurio actually now has the fastest lap on the race with a 16.328. That is just faster than Merkel's 16.353. As now 2 will get in the way, though. That's going to check up Mercurio, make him go high into 1. Watch the paint lines.
Yeah.
Nick Gunther also with a 3:55 on the night. He is 3rd fastest on the chart. So 4 of our top 5 all in the 16.3s, and McCurry is right there at a 4.11. So, I mean, these are the guys. I mean, even RJ Bishop with a 4.37, though he is a bit far away now, down in 7th.
There's some more lap traffic getting
Merkel
navigated here.
Merkel getting frisky with Austin LaPlante there, who is now several laps down.
Yeah, that was a bit, that was a little marginal, I would say, as they're also making their way around the 8.
And it's a bad luck there for Jack, coming off of the corner with a lap down trip to his outside. That hurts you just a tiny bit here on a short track.
Yeah, you can't quite get on the throttle.
I can relate to Jack Merkel. I feel like anytime I'm trying to chase someone down and we both go by lap traffic, I always end up catching them right off the corner and have to check up a little bit more.
Ain't that just the way?
Man, it's not fun when you catch a lap car right off corner exit. You know, they get up out of the way for you. They're doing everything right to be courteous, and then you just, by bad luck, catch them right off corner exit.
Yeah, it's nothing they're doing wrong. It's just kind of, yeah, where they're going high just so happens to be in the exact spot that you don't want them to do it. But, hey, you got to find a way around them somehow, as they've got the 738 once again. Let's see, I'm going to be keeping an eye on these lap times now between these guys, and oh my gosh, it just happened to him again.
Yeah, I'm telling you. it happens once, and then you're like, please don't happen again, and then there it is again.
It's 3 times now.
That lap before that last one, though, they were pretty much even. LaPrade was 8/1000ths of a second faster. That lap by LaPrade was 1/10 of a second faster because of where Merkel caught Matt McIntyre on exit.
See what we got this time now that they had a clean lap and yep, another 10th.
So while LaPrade continues to put distance over Merkel and Merkel over McCurry, Mercurio is slowly inching towards McCurry, and Nick Gunther is really inching towards Mercurio. So this could become a heated battle here for third here in these last 15 minutes.
And totally not going to confuse us as far as pronunciations.
Well, it was a bit of a tongue twister, you know. Just I know Seth Cole loves the tongue twisters, you know. Say Anthony McCurry, or just say Mercurio 10 times fast. Mercurio. I mean, I only want to say it twice after that.
And then it'll get ugly.
I can sense the tongue twister coming.
Oh, he's gonna get into him
again.
That's twice.
Oh, and Mercurio hit the gas and almost clipped Blake Warren.
Oof.
Well, that's going to stack them up here for 4th through 7th. It's going to be a dogfight now, but top 3 is set sail.
Yeah, that is see you later territory right there. Yeah, how about that? These guys held on to their positions despite that. And Nick took the courteous
gave him the courtesy,
there.
yeah. I think Mercurio is going to let him go, though. I couldn't tell if he's going to let him go. He just got more contact. Ay.
Oof.
Well, you know, Andrew, I'd say the number 11's feeling kind of sour.
I
had to do it.
You had to do it?
It's right there.
There is such a thing as, hey, it's the low-hanging fruit. It's right there. Why wouldn't you take it?
The logo right behind the 11 is the sour head with the head exploding. I mean, that's Mercurio after getting run into by Nick Gunther twice tonight.
Yeah, his head is either exploding and like, what the heck is going on here, or a little angry.
So Nick Gunther
I'm sure that Nick didn't mean to do it.
No, it's just hard. It's just short track racing, you know. It's just difficult.
We're just having way too much fun with that.
Oh, you know, you gotta have the fun. Gunther is going to be clear away here in 4th.
Although the plot thickens up front, Merkel has quickly closed in.
I see that on the standing sheet. I'm going to get up to that myself here in a second, but just want to mention quick, Mercurio, you know, his rear tires might be a tiny bit lit up. RJ might be able to pounce here if he can stay close as the run drags on, as someone's around off of turn 4.
Uh-oh, it was Cody again.
Yep. That Lowe's 48 looks kind of beat up.
Yeah, he might need to go to the hardware store.
Leaders get by Matt McIntyre, and as you mentioned, Merkel is closing the gap now down to 0.5 of a second.
We've got just under 10 minutes remaining. 40 laps on the track. Ooh,
I think
it's going to be very close, but I think we're going to be okay.
I think the minutes will run out first because it's 16 and a half seconds a lap. I think they will run the minutes out with maybe like 5 or 10 laps to spare on the lap counter.
Yeah, it's going to be mighty close, but I think we're going to be A-okay as Jack Merkel closing in and is now right on the tail of the 74. The 48 is not going to be
2 is
quite
around
so
on the front straightaway.
Oh, brother.
Spins out of the way. Lamas will move out of the way. LaPrade loose on entry of 1. Merkel is there.
Goodness gracious.
Does he send it? Yes, he does. There he is. He's looking. LaPrade will give it to him, but just barely. Door to door off the corner at the line. Dead even heat. Give it to Merkel by 3/1000ths of a second there at the line, and Merkel clear into the race lead.
Oof. I was thinking that I was thinking it was over, but not so, my friend. And Jack Merkel takes it back.
That is great driving by Jack Merkel because he saw the opportunity. He saw the bobble from LaPrade getting stuck behind Lamas, and he knew right there off of the exit of turn 2. He's like, I either send it here or I am probably stuck behind LaPrade for the rest of this race. He took the dive bomb. LaPrade gave it to him just enough, and they had a great battle there for the next 2 corners. And race leader now, Jack Merkel, as LaPrade's starting to fade a little bit, but don't count him out. This is Don LaPrade we're talking about.
Maybe just trying to cool his tires back off here, and then he might be able to pounce once again. We're just at 8 minutes remaining here. And yeah, look at that. It just closed right back in a little bit again, that corner. We'll compare the lap times here. And yeah, 2/10. So, ooh, it's quite a seesaw that we got going on between those two. I'm just doing a quick little rapid fire check through the rest of the field. And yeah, everyone's still kind of skating around, but keeping it clean.
I see Nathan in chat talking about the puns. I gotta do it, man.
And they are.
I gotta do it.
They are.
You gotta spice
it's like I
it
said,
up.
when they're low hanging, why wouldn't you take them? You know.
Well, I think I would hope Jack Merkel's not dumping DuPont under his wheel wells because he looks like he's getting loose.
Oh, yeah, you're right. He just kicked it out there.
Oh, here we go. Don LaPrade's going to be right back on him. It's not over.
It is not over at all. They're catching Emmanuel Hartnett. Man, it's the heat cycles. If you know how to play them, then you're just going to close right back in. I thought that Jack had this thing in the bag, but now Dunn's right back on him. Maybe trying to save just a little bit, trying to keep those tires under him. Because we still got, I mean, a good chunk of laps here, despite it being 6.5 minutes. That's still a good number of laps with of course, the track being this short. So, oh, and a lot of lap traffic up ahead as well. That could make things mighty interesting.
Yeah, you've got LaPlante, Sandoval, and Seth Cole up next. And then RJ Bishop, who is really loose in the 1 and 2. LaPlante will let them by.
Good move by Austin.
Bishop now getting loose. Mercurio still right in front of him, though. Fight is still on for 5th. Maybe not now. Mercurio's driving away.
Yeah, you're getting pretty ways away there. Jack Merkel has now opened the gap back up slightly by a couple truck lengths. But man, they're both just so smooth through there.
I am proud to announce I have not turned into a robot this week after the 1 hour mark. Keeping your headset plugged in seems to be doing the trick. Seth Cole in the outside wall. Sandoval goes by. Merkel by. Brad by. Sandoval goes up the track to let the leaders by.
They can all keep it clean here. Just under 5.5 minutes remaining. Little lockup there from Dunn. Boy, are these tires going to make it?
I think we'll get around to about 195 laps. Something like that. It's going to be right there, almost to the finish.
Honestly, I'm debating if these guys' tires are going to make it this far, because this is going to be, when you get right down to it, this is going to be a long, long run.
So when did they go back green?
Oh, boy. Dunn's right back on him again. They're just seesawing so much. A little loose there for the 24, but he keeps it straight.
And so we are 50 laps into this run, so we're just past halfway. So they are going to get right about to the end of the tire cycle. So yeah, it's starting to get slick, starting to get tight. You got to be perfect here. There's not a lot of fall off. There's not a lot of grip loss, but it's just enough.
Yeah, it's a few tenths, but that's really all you need is...
Catching Matt McIntyre again. That's been the big lap truck to pass here. Nothing really, Matt doing his best to stay out of the way, but, Merkel caught him once or twice right on exit. Looks like they might get more fortunate this time. Matt will go high here in turn 1. Oh, now LaPrad's going to get caught having Matt right to the outside on exit.
Ain't that just the way? You live by the sword, you die by the sword, and
it hurt him just a bit. You can see it on exit. Yep, cost him 1/10 of a second.
Ooh, but there goes 24
really
kicking out.
Wiggly though, yeah.
This is enthralling here just to see how these guys are able to maintain both their grip and the fact that they're able to keep it straight. And oh no!
Merkel, big slide.
What's the commentator's jinx? That was the worst commentator's jinx I think I've ever done.
He's going to try to cross him
over.
Oh, he clipped the apron, give the lead back to LaPrade. That was the mistake Merkel could not afford to make, but it's clear that his rears, they're just sliding all over the place.
And now can he maybe do what Dunn did and just try to cycle him through one more time and try to have one more shot at this?
There's a few more lappers up ahead, and it's Bishop and Mercurio racing for 5th place. Bishop has been able to close back in on the 11. With what do we have now? Two minutes to go.
2.5.
We're looking at
187.
We're looking at about 10 to go right here, I think.
Man, yeah, you're right. This is we're gonna be right on the money here with the 200s. Oh, this is bad.
Catching the plant. LaPlante, stay down, stay down. Good job.
Yep, good move.
Bishop and Mercurio are racing for position ahead of the leaders, and they are both getting in the wall. Joshua 2 is also up ahead, several laps down already.
What's Dunn gonna do
over
here? Ooh, and a little side to side from the 92. Ooh, that's not gonna help either. Ooh, don't
helps
lag
Merkel
now,
get closer. Yep, nope, it happened to me too. I think that was just the server.
Okay.
Mercurio now side by side with Joshua 2. Oh, Merkel's the one. Ooh. Oh, they both kind of got hurt that time, actually.
Joshua,
even.
That was the best thing that he could have done in that moment.
Merkel is all over Dunn LaPrade.
When is he gonna send it here with a minute and a half to go? You gotta think that he's gonna put another send on it here.
He's there.
Maybe use the 11 as a pick.
Mercurio's right in front of him, but he's there.
Yeah, Mercurio's trying to gap the 92. Now he's gonna get out of the way, spinning it. Saves it.
Dunn LaPrade, but that's probably gonna seal it.
That is gotta be it.
He did the same thing Merkel did about a dozen laps ago.
Oh my goodness. Under a minute.
These guys getting everything they can to try to win this race. You gotta admire the aggression.
Man, yeah, that was a clinic that those two were putting on there. Like, good grief, I don't know, where's 3rd place? There's Anthony Mercurio. Yeah, he's racing Nick Gunther now, and they're having a heck of a battle.
Hey, man, Ace Speedway out here in Altamaha, North Carolina. You can put on a show.
And we've got a show here tonight. 20 seconds to go, so I believe that this will be 2 to go.
Maybe 3 to go.
3, maybe. Ooh, this will be close. 10. Yeah,
there's more lappers
here.
up ahead.
Oh, that's a lot of lappers.
Bit of a roadblock.
4,
2 is
3,
spun down off of pit
2,
road.
1. Okay, 2 to go.
Oh, and Merkel is stuck behind.
Oh, he's gonna spin the 8.
Merkel spins Blake Warren, and Dunn LaPrade is in a big crash.
That catches the 74.
Caution is out.
But the clock hit 0.
I think we get a. I don't think we
what are we
can.
gonna do?
I don't think we can have a green-white
Yeah,
checkered
it has to be over.
unless you can squeeze everyone down pit road this time by. I think the race is over.
But is that also gonna fall on the 24 for causing that?
Or would it be an end the longest line in this moment, or would it be?
I don't know.
Well, they are not.
I can't imagine that they would.
They are not pitting. I'm going to say maybe the race is over.
Yeah, I mean, it's 3 to go in game.
Unless they're gonna. Oh, they're gonna do it. I think they're gonna do one green-white checker. They're lining up.
Oh, you're kidding. Oh my gosh.
They're gonna line up with bruised tires and everything. We'll have to see the replay after. It looked like
they were definitely past
they
the
were
timer being 0.
They did hit the line right before. They didn't take the white yet. Remember, that was 2 to go.
Well, yeah, that's true. Yeah, they didn't take the white. So
we'll have to
that's
unpack that wreck after.
Yeah, we'll take a look at it. Oh my goodness me.
Or maybe a one-lap shootout. I'm not sure what's going on.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to try one lap because there's no way that they would be stacking up like this otherwise. Oh my gosh, Zach, what have we just seen?
Yeah, I saw it coming. The lap down drivers were all racing and they were stacking up, and Jack just barely got into Blake, trying to get everything he could to keep the distance on LaPrade, and it spun Blake, and it just was carnage from there. LaPrade maintains second here. Here we go into the zone. Merkel with a great launch as he takes the white flag. I'm not sure if they're going to go one more lap as McCurry gets into LaPrade, gets into Nick Gunther. They all save it.
Gunther up the track, keeps it straight. Jack Merkel is going to be able to hold on to this thing. Send there for McCurry. Boy, some end of the race excitement there to wrap it up. But that is not what I was expecting at all. And Ace Speedway put on...
Yep, they went one more. They went...
insane show here.
Okay, yeah, it was over. It was a one-lap shootout. Jack Merkel, your winner here at Ace Speedway in Altamaha, North Carolina. Great battle there between Jack Merkel and Don LaPrade.
LaPrade gave him the bump.
That was amazing. Let's take a quick back look though there, Andrew. We got to just see really what happened there.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have a little look. It looked like Merkel was just gonna run away with it.
So Blake Warren, Seth Cole, and Ulysses Sandoval were racing together.
Actually, no, I'm gonna look at first. Actually, no, never mind. Yeah, it was that wreck. Never mind. I'm being dumb. So yeah, let's see.
Merkel
195 here.
Yeah, Merkel sends it into the corner. Seth and Ulysses stay high, and I mean Blake's just trying to get all he can here, and Jack was just trying to get more. Yeah, Jack's trying to get more. Gets into the 8, spins him out.
Oof,
Jack's gonna head up the track into Seth. Don LaPrade. It looked like Dunn was going to squeak by Blake, but he got net coated up, and then Mercurio just slams into Blake Warren.
Now, yeah, what I was thinking to myself was, will they try for the green-white checkered if the timer ran out, but they didn't take the white? And now we know for sure that they have to take the white because the timer ran out like as Jack was going into turn 1 there, but he was definitely past the line.
And I think they wanted to do a green-white checkered, but they just didn't get everybody lined up in time, so it ended up turning into a one-lap shootout.
And that's just, yeah, with the nature of the game being the way that it is, which, or the lap counter in the I&I being how it is. So, not much you can do about that. But,
well, Nick Gunther is not happy with the way this race went, but you know, unfortunately, that's just the way things go sometimes, and it was a very chaotic ending for sure.
Yeah, Nick was on course there for 4th at worst. I believe that he ended up about 7th after some contact there at the very end. So, I know he's going to be a little less than thrilled, but he also put on a pretty good race. Just had a few things not quite go his way. Oh my goodness. That was crazy. Zach, that was really, really cool, but also, man, there's not too much more that you can ask out of something that hectic, and Nick Gunther does actually emerge fifth because yeah, all the other guys were a lap down. So,
Yeah,
whew.
those were our guys on the lead lap there. You know, all five of those guys were our drivers of the night that we felt had a chance to win this race between, you know, our ultimate winner Jack Merkel, Don LaPrade, Anthony McCurry. They're our top three, and then of course Nick Gunther and Joshua Mercurio. Though Mercurio had more of a quiet night than he did at South Boston and Milwaukee.
Yeah. Oh man. Phew. I'm exhausted. That was something there, but yeah, that is how the chase begins. Of course, we're going to be getting some words with these guys here shortly. Um, yeah, another thriller of a race, and yeah, congrats to the short track king himself. Yeah, he's been bringing it with Jack Merkel, bringing it on with these short tracks, and he is absolutely going to be the points leader. After this one, if my math serves me correctly, because I'm assuming that they both led laps. I don't think either of them will be most laps led. I think that will go to Dunn. So, let's see. It was first place, which is basically going to be 12 points.
User was
It's a
moved to your
5,
channel.
so that will be 4 points. So that will be Jack Merkel with a 2-point lead over Nick Gunther. If my math serves me correctly, that's how they will stack up going to the next race at Homestead, Miami.
Indeed. And Andrew, we've got our first podium finisher up here. I'm down here on pit road with Anthony McCurry. Anthony, what a race there at the end. I know you kind of just had a back seat to Dunn and Jack duking out, but what was it like racing for the win tonight?
It was fun. This track is it's a little weird, but it's really fun. It's deceptively flat. I don't know. It was fun watching those two fight, and I don't know what happened. My truck died at the end, and I kind of fell back from it. But overall, it was super fun.
Yeah, that track seemed like it was quite the challenge, especially on the tires. I mean, Josh had mentioned it earlier on, but that right front just seemed like it was going to be the bear to just try to get it through the whole entire fuel run, pretty much. And the difference was just trying to keep it cool. Kind of talk me through kind of the challenge of trying to keep those tires pretty much under you throughout the race.
Yeah, the left front was definitely the problem tonight. I don't know what they were doing, but I was trying to do basically a semi diamond where I drove straight for the first turn and then kind of arced it and straight out of the second one, but that didn't seem to work. I thought my steering ratio was off, and that didn't seem to be. It didn't seem to work, but I don't know how those two were able to keep their tires good. But yeah, about halfway through the run, the truck would start to fall off, and then it would just die completely. And it was really hard to maintain tires tonight.
Would you say it got more loose on entry or more tighter on exit? Because we noticed a lot of drivers would sometimes just sail it off into the corner, and it looked like they were only sailing it like a tiny bit more, but it would just straight up. They'd get the tires on the paint lines, and it would just straight up spin out.
Yeah, it depends on how quick you went into the turn. If you, like you said, if you drove it a little bit too quick, it would break free from you. But also on the other side, if you drove it too quick out, it would get stupid tight on the way out. So you had to kind of drive the perfect turn every time to get it to bite on both entry and exit. But yeah, there was a couple times where even I was driving in, and I would sail in a little bit too far. And I think LaPrade also had the same issue happen where it would just the back end would start walking away, and you'd have to chase the truck up the track. And thankfully, it's a little easy to catch the truck with this current setup at the track, and it was not too hard to save it, but it definitely would lose you a lot of time.
Well, at the end of the day, still managed you a third place finish despite all the chaos there at the end. So Big congrats there and some decent points. But yeah, still got some ground to make up. But hey, we'll be keeping an eye out for you on these next 4 races. Of course, you know the deal. If you wish to give any closing thoughts or shout outs, you may do so.
I'd like to thank Fortnite Squad Racing, RVAV, Celsius, Mustard Skateboards, you guys for broadcasting, and congratulations to Jack and Dunn for getting first and second respectively.
Right on, man. Great run. Looking forward to seeing you in Homestead.
Yeah, can't wait to see you guys either.
That was Anthony McCurry. We'll see if on the Prad.
User left your channel.
See if we can try to. I don't think I'm able to do that. Nope.
User was
Get
moved to
our
your
old
channel.
friend Dunn
There we
LaPrade
go.
up here. I'm down here on pit road with Dunn. A hard-fought second-place finish. Looked like you had it, then you didn't have it, then you had it again, and then you didn't have it again. So walk us through that last big run there, Dunn. It looked like a ton of fun.
Yeah, it was very nerve-wracking to get through some of the lap traffic, especially heading towards the very end of the race. That one time going to turn one, about 10 minutes left or so, whatever. I was on the inside of the 48, and I don't know if I misjudged it or what. I might have misjudged it, but went in the corner wrong, and that allowed Jack to get around on me and get to the inside of me. I wasn't going to try to wreck myself to throw a block on him, you know, like that when it was only 10 minutes left when I still had time. And he got loose a couple laps later, and I was able to get around him. And I knew that it was not going to be the end of it from there. But I got into turn three, and really the first time all night that my truck got loose and um, pretty bad there. And that, and little behold, that had to happen right towards the very, very end of the race, about 3 to 2 minutes left. So that was definitely not the place where I wanted it. Definitely the wrong time to have that happen for sure. But yeah, that's definitely disappointing and upsetting that had to happen. But overall, I'm still proud of myself for how I was able to perform tonight. I thought that I had a really, really good um, race planned, and really, I felt like that I had the best shot out of everyone. But I know that it was not going to be an easy battle, especially with someone like Jack, who was right there with me that entire time. And congratulations to Jack Muggle. And he deserves that win outright. There's no doubt about it. But yeah, he and I had a hard fought battle, and I mean, he got loose one time, I got loose, and it was definitely fun while it lasted for sure. I just I wish that I was able to become victorious tonight, but you win some, you lose some, and this is the second time this week that I dominated a race and then happened to lose the race on the very final couple of laps or final lap. So um, just gotta clean that up, and hopefully I can get the win next time.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, Don, I'm looking at points. Points are being done right now on my screen here. And it looks like you and Jack Merkel are both coming away with 13 points on the night. So all those laps led, paying off for you despite the runner-up finish. So hold your head high on that regard. And you like Homestead as much as any other driver that's out there. So we'll see what kind of chances you got next week.
Maybe Homestead it's a hit or miss personally. So it could be a good race for me, or it could be a so-so race. I typically don't perform like top 5 all the time at Homestead. I mean, I have before, but it's not one of my strongest suited tracks, if you say to say so. So hopefully I can rebound with a win there, but I'm expecting a tough challenge from Jack, Anthony, um, Nick also, and pretty much everyone in that's in the chase.
I think you guys said it pretty darn well there.
Right on, Don. You know the
Okay.
drill. Sorry, Andrew. You know the drill, Don. Any
Fine.
sponsors, shout outs, all that good stuff.
Pretty much the same as always. Shout out to Andrew and you, Zach, for doing this race. Shout out to everyone watching at home, watching this. Shout out to all the drivers. Shout out shout out to all the drivers tonight for the race, and shout out to Jack Muggle on the win. Like I said, he earned that one for sure, fair and square. And shout out to everyone who has made me the better driver and the better person that I am today in this game.
Well deserved, man. And hey, as much as it was fun to watch you there, and even though it's going to be a second place, yeah, man, you drove a heck of a race, most laps led, and yeah, you got a lot to be proud of. So yep, I'll let you roll here, but great job. Yeah, definitely try to keep it up, and we'll be rooting for you.
Yep, thank you all.
Yeah, man. I think that just leaves our race winner at this point. Workle's down there waiting for us. See if we can try and
User left your
get him
channel.
in here.
You can take this one when he gets up here.
Sounds good. Yeah,
User was moved to your channel.
it was great to watch those two, but yeah, there is the other side of that great battle and the race winner, Jack Merkel. Do you copy?
Got you loud and clear.
Right on, man. You and Dunn were the class act for the whole night. Nick Gunther definitely matched a lot of speed there, but at the end of the day, it was you two that were putting on a clinic there, seesawing pretty much throughout that entire last run. Of course, yeah, things got a little chaotic there at the end, but prior to that, um, just the seesaw effect between you and Dunn was really cool to see. I got to imagine that a lot of that was just kind of finding that combo of being aggressive yet trying to keep the tires under you, because that seemed like that was one of the big challenges of the night.
Oh yeah, for sure. It was definitely fun to battle with him and with Anthony too, because in the beginning of the runs he could be up there, and then he would kind of die off towards the end of it. But the last of that battle was really knowing that we were probably pretty even on speed, and I wasn't going to catch him just doing that, and I had to try something else. Blake had brought up something about shifting earlier in the race, and I just started trying to do that, and that's when I started running him down and catching him, and figured if the tires are more shifting down to second got me into the corner a little bit more stable, and then I could get a little bit of a better run off than he could.
Oh wow, yeah, we didn't even really pick up on the shifting. We were too focused on you guys racing really hard there. Jack, one thing I don't think we really thought would have been a factor until we saw it happen to Nick Gunther, and then even you had a bit of a moment early in the race. The paint lines. Did it feel like it got slick if you hit the gas and your right rear was on one of those paint lines? Because we saw that happen with Nick, and he looped it early, and then you had a bit of a moment, I think, a few laps after.
Well, I think the more the problem was, even you saw it with Dunn towards that last when I passed him for the final time. It would just get loose under braking entering turn one, and you couldn't really catch it. And you maybe you thought you caught it, and you'd get back in the gas and then spin it out. But you would be loose basically from the moment you entered turn one until you either spun or straightened it out and slid up the track.
Yeah, that track would have eaten me alive for sure.
Yeah, we saw other drivers such as I think Matt McIntyre, Cody Lamas, Joshua too, struggled with that challenge all night, and they would just straight up lose it at times. Could you go into detail on that last incident there with Blake Warren? It looked like he just caught him at a bad time there.
Yeah, it sucked because there was a bunch of stuff happening around the track, and I knew the time was getting close, and so many people were talking at once that I just forgot to bring the timer up, that I just lost track, and he had said there was 1 minute left, and I just had assumed that we had already passed that minute mark, and that was either going to be the white or the checkered, and so I figured they would all just move, and I committed to the corner before... I committed to the corner before I thought he was going to move, and I couldn't get it slowed down in time to not keep it off of him, basically.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it was just kind of yeah. That's just a bit of a bottleneck there. So yeah, just one of those kind of short track deals. But hey, even with needing to try to hold it off there for one final restart, you were able to pull it off. And yeah, it's as I was saying to Dunn, you two really put on a class act there with how you guys were battling and just how well you guys were doing at a very, very difficult track. It seems like those kind of tracks really bring out the best in you guys.
Oh yeah, it's been something that's been that way for years. Me and him have always had those kind of battles like that. He's gotten the best of me the last couple of times we've done it, the last couple of road courses, and I was glad I was able to finally get one away from him.
And I'm happy to say, Jack, we didn't get to say this to Dunn, but right at halfway, Don LaPrade was in the lead. I think you were in third. And I said, you know, Jack Merkel's won both the short tracks on the season. He might not be leading right now, but he is the one to watch. And for a second, I thought I jinxed you on two separate occasions. But it turns out Andrew's jinx picking Dunn was a little more stronger tonight.
It would appear so.
Oh yeah, definitely towards the end of the race, it was basically who's going to mess up. We knew we were going to mess up. Who's going to mess up the least, and who's going to be able to capitalize on it when it does happen. Basically.
But hey, you guys are seesawing, and it was a great battle to watch. And I could not have had much more fun with that. So great job. Of course, though, if you wish to give any closing thoughts, shout outs, really anything for that matter, you may feel free to do so, my man.
Just thanks to Team SB for giving me a good DuPont Chevy today, and figured it was chase time. Get a new scheme, maybe run a little bit of more of a Jeff Gordon throwback. Got a couple more planned. Hopefully, we can keep the same energy and speed that we had today, and take this thing out and go run for this championship at the end of it.
You should run a Pepsi scheme at Coca-Cola.
I am.
Oh, that would be
I already
perfect.
have it planned.
I love it. Good luck for these final 4 races, man. We'll be keeping an eye out for you at Homestead.
Appreciate it. Thanks for the stream.
Yeah, man. Zach, these last 2 races have not disappointed
disconnected
by
from
any
your
stretch
channel.
of the imagination, and I'm glad that I was able to have you up here with me for them. I'll get your closing thoughts, my man.
Yeah, I mean, San Joltis last week was crazy. You know, even with it just being mainly 2 wide racing, there was even moments of 3 wide last week. You know, really made it a fun race, and this was just fantastic. I mean, you had guys sliding around. You know, it was a bit of a slick racetrack. They had to wheel it. I mean, it was a fantastic race all the way around. Not without any frustrations for sure. But you know, as Joey Logano said, you know, that's just short track racing. So, but I mean, great show. I'm not to put you on the spot, but if you'll have me, I'll do the rest of these with you for the chase, because I think it's going to be a great chase. You know, looking at the points here, it's a 2-point gap, Merkel over Nick Gunther, and then 7 points down to LaPrade and Mercurio, 10 points down to McCurry and Hartnett. So still a very tight playoff with 4 races to go. So we can talk about that off the air, but I'm looking forward to seeing how the rest of the chase goes for these guys regardless.
And we're going to have a blast. And regardless of whether it's for all the races or really wherever it is, one thing is for sure, man, I'm going to have you up in this booth plenty more times. It's a lot of fun, and it's great to see you kind of getting into it as well. So, yeah.
We know that one day we got one little special day coming up. Don't say it yet, but we got one special day out in the horizon. We got that date circled in big red ink.
Oh, yeah. We ain't going to say it. But we'll make it happen. Thank you to all those who have tuned in for this one. That was a lot of fun. Tune in, same time, same place, same day for next Tuesday from Homestead, Miami, as this chase continues on. Best of luck to, of course, all these drivers, but Jack Merkel and Nick Gunther, they're in a great spot to start to fight for this thing amongst themselves, but Don LaPrade, Josh Mercurio, waiting in the wings to try to see what they can do. We'll see how Homestead goes. Tune in then, and we'll find out. Until then,
and subscribe.
And yeah, you can do those things. That would be pretty cool, I suppose. But yeah, you guys take care. Thank you, Zach, again. Congrats to Jack Merkel on the victory. See you guys in 1 week's time. And tune into AG the channel tomorrow at about 7 o'clock for that draft I was telling you about. That'd be pretty cool right there. Until then, though, stay warm.